Zander. Morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for that description. It's very boisterous.
Yes, very boisterous. I know, sir, for a fact that you have been lobbying for a lot of things in our Twin Island Republic on the political front, on the social front, the economic front, the issues affecting us. And more so, I decided to give you a call this morning based on the fact of the situation that happened in the last 7 days in our country regards to this young lady, Andrea Barrett. We are seeing a lot of them say, he say, she say, and then media releases regarding what happened and transpired for the last 7 of these. I want to get your perspective, and feel free, be boisterous. Your listener, the listeners here will absorb everything you're saying. I can tell you that because they know you, and yes, some of them are already giving a thumbs up. They want to hear what Philip have to say on 1017.
Well, thanks a lot for all of that, and thanks for bringing me onto your show. Special good morning to all your followers and your listeners, your massive audience. Thanks a lot for that. The only thing that I could say is that we Trinidadians, we are a joke. We fail that girl, and everybody who gonna talk today and tomorrow and the next day for however long, we have to take responsibility for this. Everybody comes on the threads and everybody goes on radio shows and asks where Paula, where Gary, where Stuart, where Faris, where us, where we, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, any other nation in the world. All these comfortable politicians, you think they could have been comfortable? 100,000 people would have been in the street last night. We had a candlelight vigil outside the Red House. We're going to have a candlelight vigil every night outside the Red House for 9 nights. At 8 p.m. Bring your candle and come. It's not political. It's about this girl. But the point is, anywhere else in the world, we so full of shit as Trinidadians that we will go out and join an American Black Lives Movement march in a franchise branch in Trinidad. But we wouldn't march for Ashanti Riley, and we wouldn't march for Andrea Barrett. So what is he really trying to say? Who are we? The most confused nation of people in the world. Our politics is African and Indian fighting to see who could get least, and the rest of the races saying, well, we have no say, so we don't have a vote. Yeah. So a handful of criminal, corrupt lodge members, secret society members, a handful of criminally corrupt people who ironically do not look like the Africans and the Indians scrambling for the gobar and the mushroom, making off with billions of dollars. I mean billions. This had enough money that we could have put just the oil money that we got, like Norway did, in a heritage fund. Norway collects $100 billion US interest every year on their sovereign fund. And we have nothing. We're in debt. If they balance our books tomorrow, because they'll tell them, we have some money put aside, we have some US cover, and we have some HNSF, and all that is nonsense. Because our debt to GDP ratio means that we will wipe out every dollar in our savings and still be in debt if we try to balance our accounts tomorrow. And Trinidadians, each and every one of us, are we more comfortable talking shit on Facebook. We more comfortable bad talking each other. You see somebody stand up today that making sense and go on the chair and see, no, wrong with you here. I hear his mother used to date a taxi man and all kind of stupidness. We have all of the energy for nonsense.
Yes.
We excel in the thick of thin things. We are small-minded people. And who makes the loss this morning? I don't care. I don't care anymore. I am watching a nation where that little angel, I mean, that is not a cliche in this situation. That was a baby girl.
Yes.
When you look at pictures of this girl's face, all you see is this child's innocence. That's what you see. You see pure, unspoiled innocence. That is what they dragged as a decomposing body from a repo, and we still talking shit. Well, boy, this country's supposed to burn down. It's supposed to reach wherever it has to go, because if her innocence. You can imagine for the 7 days and nights, however long she was alive. You can imagine that torture. Any parent who listening to your show this morning should be heartbroken and ashamed. Any brother, any father, all the men in this society should be ashamed of themselves. We killed our girl. We may not have been present, but it is our inaction and our stupidity, the nonsense that we engage in. And I know we want to pretend that certain type politics is taking us somewhere. But where has it taken us today?
Nowhere.
People ask me why the vigil was outside the Red House. Because that is where the problem starts and ends. We vote those people into office to do a job, and we've never had that job done. This is the only country in the world where you can get elected to office and there be no mechanism to fire you. And all of that is wrong. But if I tell you that of the 20 people that hear my voice, 7 might say, but that makes sense. 3 might say, I do agree. And the rest break down into who like me, who don't like me, and which party they supporting. Kamala used to say it, Paul used to say it, and a sort of nonsense. We do not unite as a people. And because we do not unite as a people, Andrea was raped and murdered. When she was calling for daddy, there was nobody there to hear her. And that, my friend, that should haunt us. Ashanti Riley's body was found in a drain.
A ravine.
Yeah. These people are disposing of these angels. People tell you God is a Trinity. Satan is a Trinity. Satan running amok in this country. We are eating our little angels and pretending that this is a real country. None of this is the same anymore. We are a foolish people. 1.4 million people held hostage by a small handful of people that can fit in 5 maxi taxis. And we are asses. And they sit down and clink glasses and laugh at us. Not one politician of note. And they're going to come with their PR bullshit and stunt here. And it is time. And until Trinidadians ready to hear this, and it is time that the musical chairs bullshit of TNM and UNC, Kamala and Keith are 2 wastes of time. Basdio Pandey, I interviewed him and I asked him, as a former Prime Minister of a narco state, we had a commission of inquiry into the drug report done by Justice Scott, a highly regarded jurist. The reason we could not lay our drug report in our parliament is it would have thrown down high society in Trinidad and Tobago. The then Commissioner of Police was named. We behave in this country. I asked Basdio Pandey, how come all of the prime ministers we've had since, not one of you all thought to do another commission of inquiry into the drug report? Not one of you all thought to secure this nation's borders? 7 billion people on this planet, they could secure borders, but this little dot, this little rock in the sea, that if you fly over in a plane and you rub your eye for a minute, you miss it. We can't secure this border.
Yes.
The people of Trinidad and Tobago have to take the blame this morning. All the shit we're talking. We're rending our garments, pulling out our hair, we're crying long crocodile tears. Miss me with that bullshit. You and me, we kill that girl.
All right, Mr. Alexander, thank you for your opinion and your words. And yes, we are the persons, and I have said that many times during this week in the program, we are responsible for the situation of our country. We are responsible for almost every illegal activity because we, the citizens, know criminals within our communities. And yet we will stay quiet at the same time too. Agreed?
We don't even know them, we enable them. We support people in business that we know they're in criminal business. And I'm talking about from high society. I'm not just talking Laventille Hill. I'm talking Goodwood Park Hill. We know the criminals in this country, but we are so corrupt, lazy, racist, violent people that we pretend for the public, but we're hoping to get a chance to break off a piece for ourselves. All of us want the Range Rover life.
Yes.
We want the stunts.
All right, Mr. Alexander.
You did a good job. You did a good job. Thanks a lot for this morning. Thanks a lot for touching this nerve.
I know. I heard it in your voice. I could have felt that emotion coming out. All right. Even though I allowed you a couple of the words.
All
right. I know. The emotion is running high. And we, as a citizen of the country, need to work together and get it correct. And if we have to remove persons from their offices by the legal means, we have to do it.
Sorry for crossing you, but it may sound like it is unimportant, but the most important thing that we could do is march for a law called recall. Recall is the most important thing. Everything else could wait.
Yeah.
If we want to march for something, march for that. Write recall into law, because we need to be able to fire them. They cannot run amok for 5 years, and that's the problem with Trinidad.
All right. Well, let's see how it goes. I know you will be tabling that at some point in some forum. And
come out tonight. Invite your followers. We social distancing, 6 feet apart. We wearing masks. We outside. Bring your candle. It's a quiet, contemplative wake. We are just there to shed a tear and say a prayer for Andrea Barrett and all these other little angels that have been taken from us.
Right, and that's outside the Red House in Port of Spain.
Outside the Red House.
Right, so to all listeners...
And for those who can't come, they could, for those who live in far, I understand that, because 8 o'clock in the night and people work for their own safety. You could organize your own street, you could organize your own community, come outside, light a candle, take the time between 8 and 9, between 8 and 10. Let's just put aside some time and stop and think of this little girl and what she represents, because I tell you, this is the obscenity of this thing is how innocent that girl was, and if we can't stand up for her, all is lost.
All right, so thank you very much, and people, don't forget, that's an open invitation to join that silent wake this evening with Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander, thank you ever so much for touching base with me on this program, and God protection with you throughout.